and we have the second semi-final, Myamon versus Lerio. Exciting pairing. So for those who missed the first semi-final, it will be on YouTube. Let's look at the decks now.
Yeah,
so
we might need to go slightly quickly, which is possibly a problem because some of these decks are quite...
At all. Sadly, for the Monster fans, we do see Stockpile as the first, so no Skellige in both lists. Expected. Nobody is banning Madoc apparently. Not scared of that.
So we'll see if it goes better here for Lerio. Madoc on the red coin to start with. I don't think we should be surprised. Can be a bit of a rough matchup against the Erland with all that immunity. And not a whole lot of engines that you care about killing. But at least maybe with the red coin you'll be able to push forward on even, especially with the lower tempo temple coming out. And with the heat wave, the opponent can't kind of just play Archgriffin up too early or willy-nilly.
Okay, so
Temple straight away. Your high is amazing, I would say. Second one, not so hot. Maybe a Foltest. I don't think Priscilla's doing much of this. Hybiota can be cute. Maybe protects against the Madoc.
So
yes, it is
let's see.
And Foltest.
The Foltest can help also with creating a couple more units in the deck for the Erland to buff. So you play a beast in Archgriffin and you are hiding it from me, says Lerio. See my phoenix just rising high and tall here. I'm not afraid to show you my beast.
But if I'm telling the fortune correctly here, we might be running into a bit of a problem.
Yeah.
Because that fortune teller can give doomed.
Yeah.
But that can also be given to a Madoc as well. Probably care more about providing that onto a Madoc. Or not.
Or not. Guess you can squirrel the Madoc, although for that you need to kill it and keep it in the graveyard, which this deck is not really well suited for.
No. But if you do have offerings to maybe kill the Madoc straight away, you can at least delay the initial copy with the Kingslayer. The Letho. There's possibilities.
Archgriffin is immediately buffed with the temple, so that for those of you who don't see this card too often, at the end of the round this card is shuffled back into the deck, keeping the boost. So unlike all the other cards going into the graveyard, resilient cards staying on board, Archgriffin has this nice mechanic. So we do get occasional newcomer to Gwent, and maybe somebody's tuned enough to not see in Gwent for years. At times I'm forgetting to give those explanations as well. So those rare cards I think need to be brought to people's attention a little bit more. Okay, so this is the Madoc, and now you are hoping for reinforcements potentially to get another fortune teller, but no, into the graveyard it goes. Also makes next bomb suboptimal. Like you want the Madoc out of the graveyard immediately, so that it's not
you just want to get the copy. Yeah, you need it out. Yeah, for the no scroll, and also to get the copy through.
So you force your opponent to play 1 point bomb. And if they delay it, sure, they get, and by the looks of it, unless the Sapper is taken.
Yeah, you could just, if you don't think Red Haze is going to be amazing in this matchup, you could sort of just play the Sapper. The Red Haze isn't really going to lose value because the Sapper gets the kill anyways. But...
okay, so Madoc is living another short life, by the looks of it, but Squirrel is for tempo play, so knowing Archgriffin though, they can survive with that and then just rely on immune Erland later on, capitalizing on that chicken buffs. Arch chicken.
Yeah, and I think one thing to note here is that no matter when the Anglim gets played, it's always going to create a first form temple, because the temple requires to have sort of previously existed to evolve, whereas the Anglim is always playing that round 1 base copy.
So that gives you a tutor for Ramon if you miss out on that, for example, but also you potentially are creating something great. Not sure what would be a great tool for this match, but surely. Knowing Temple, it always leads to unexpected synergies. Okay, hopefully Lemon comes back to us once more. It's internet behaving weirdly on the tournament day, unfortunate. So we see here a Sapper angling coming. We do see a little bit of rope this time around. Lerio not known for roping at all. He's roping out by the looks of it. I'm not sure if there is any...
I hope we can trust you.
Any reason to not kill the squirrel. There is Leto having an alternative target. Uh-oh. He's gone completely. Unlucky. So here we have it. Nilfgaard, Temple of Military. Are you back, Lemon?
I think so.
Okay,
Sorry.
yeah.
I got kicked from the game as well.
Unfortunate. Okay, then I'll hide your webcam and share the screen with you.
So sorry.
No big deal. It happens. Hold on now. Okay, there you go. Should be fine. If there are any problems, let me know. We lost the picture, but there is the voice, and what is more beautiful? What can be more beautiful than Lemon's voice cracking puns and jokes?
I'll have to think up some good ones on the spot now in response to that.
Okay.
Maybe I'll have to hunt some down, just like this hunting pack, which might be played soon if a status can actually be given over to Myamon's side of the board. There's the veil on that Redanian agent, but curious if it will be played before either the Old God or the Radovid here.
Yeah. Still a bunch of carryover to play. Leader charges, all god buffs. We do witness Radovid first. Is it also a leader charge? Oh no. We've seen Lerio, I think, rope out on the previous turn. The bomb hit the lower unit.
Oh.
1 power. I might be missing, but I don't think there are reinforcements and necromants in this list, so there was no reason not to kill the squirrel, so might be a case of rope in here. Suppose it's fine.
The Archgriffin back, I think, is reasonable. I mean, unless maybe the Erland was better to put back. If you're aiming to maybe play the Archgriffin if this round went all the way 10 cards in.
Yeah, we do see Myamon float the 5 power of tactical advantage that is synergizing with Archgriffin quite nicely.
Yeah.
But for now... Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay,
something, we were reconnecting you. Something to note, there is a Schiller being created from the temple. And I think if you've seen the qualifiers, you might have witnessed Sandvanter versus Imagawa, guys, where that Schiller was quite toxic towards the innocent Archgriffin.
Yeah, the Archgriffin became a regular griffin, and a heavily wounded one at that.
Yeah. Okay, so is Lerio actually dropping? He's seen the leader charge being used. And that should lead you to some conclusions that maybe your opponent is playing it as a response to your temple roll. So
yeah,
he grabbed it immediately because that's a very short way to your victory. Created from the temple, as I said, temple is just...
Goddamn fools.
It's just like this. You never know where the next prayer will lead you.
Yeah, so we do see the Kingslayer turning into a phoenix. Quite amazing disguise there. But finally, one of the Madoc's phoenixes will be retained for a future round. Very nice draws with the mentor, finding the Iris and the Iris's companions.
Okay, so Erland travels back with the Archgriffin. Yeah, awkward position for Lerio. Imagine how happy should you be to get that shield art, but you probably know that the Archgriffin is gone, so you just have to sit here, and now you are not pincer maneuver to just shuffle your cards back into your deck. You need the heat wave potentially as well if round 1 goes successfully for you, but by the looks of it,
yeah, I mean,
he'll have to play Shillart.
The heatwave itself doesn't do that much in this matchup. It does though mean the opponent can't play the Archgriffin early and do shenanigans that way.
That's what I meant. Like you can bleed till the end and then.
Oh,
okay, yeah.
Although it can be locked and it won't do its ability at that point as well. However.
Yeah, true.
Is there a purify?
Yeah, that's
should be
what I started thinking about. Not really. Not seeing
No, it's
any.
just fortune tellers.
Okay, so decision point for Lerio. Do you want to throw away your Shillart? And he does. That should be the round unless we see another leader charge. The Archgriffin is at 20 power after the Carceran click.
So
yeah, so not risking that. Your potential win con. Yeah, Myamon is losing on even here.
So Leo's gonna have to go for a real hard bleed here to make use of the Phoenix and the resiliences on the locations. The problem with that is your Madoc list, so you don't have the push potential here.
Yeah.
That's the big weakness of the Madoc list, and this hand is largely unplayable.
I guess you'll
The
have
Shell
to
mod
play
does nothing,
Arcturus.
Home does nothing, Vigor is your only play to lead here, really.
And you have to watch. It doesn't matter, you get 3 units, but the Illusionist is alright.
Yeah, the Illusionist is fine. You can get what a Redanian agent that does carry over.
Reality is that which, though you believe it,
Have to click it here as well, most likely, to threaten the pass.
I think you surely just click everything here and then just try to temper a pass.
Yeah, but even if you are not playing, okay.
I'm not
Shelmar is playable for like 6, and then you can do that if you want to bleed further.
I don't see what you gain by holding on to the order.
Yeah, that's a good point as well, yeah.
Myamon not respecting the potential pass here. Just plays a 1-point awkward.
Yeah. She left is gone, so he's happier. Now, yeah. We found the next play, but now I think you have to click no Igni alert.
Wait, sorry.
No Igni alert, I mean.
Yeah, the shell mod was worth 1 more point than I thought because they triggered the assimilate on the Vigo. So it was more like a 7-point.
do not fear. Find strength in faith.
Yeah, yeah. Thing is, this is like almost a 2-0 even, if there was actually a good hand here for Lerio. I don't think you can... Do you just burn the heat wave here on the Leviota? Trying to actually force something of value out?
And does anything beyond Erland catch up?
I mean, right now, an Archgriffin and something else would do it if you passed. But Heatwave could,
yeah.
maybe force that Erland.
Yeah, you have Dijkstra in the deck for, what, 12 boosts, so if you can prevent yourself from playing Erland, you have a good chance. You're facing freaking Madoc list with no carryover for round 3 barring the Phoenix.
Yeah. Yeah, they'll have a Taurus Evolve. Oh gosh. I guess it's just to threaten with the Heatwave, force Myamon to not be able to play anything too big here.
Yeah.
Maybe just... I don't hate it, because it could mean that the Erland just gets played. Problem is, there's still so much carryover. Unless the Erland is actually clicked.
So Gerhard is what, 16? You have 2 leader charges, you can make Gerhard 19 as well with Kair Seren. Doesn't go for... I guess that gives a bigger heat wave. You'll still have to play another unit.
Delicate as if woven from the morning mist.
And yeah, this is an 8-point gap that you can close with grabbing something outside of Erland. There is a Priest and Says playing for like 13 quite easily. Even more if you click the Kair Seren.
Is this a 2-0? Is Heatwave enough here? Like, I think the correct play here for Lerio is just to hope that the Heatwave and leader is enough here. You have an 8-point lead right now. You can turn that into a how do I do maths? 21-point lead, force 22 points to catch up. That's not easy.
Okay, maybe, and
this is the only line. I mean, your round 3 is useless if the Erland goes through, so you have to play this, I think, anyways. You're dead in the next round, so just go for it.
So Unsays is what, 10, 19,
13,
21?
15, sure, right?
Unsays is a tie?
Oh no, actually no, it might be enough with the added dual potential.
No, there was not enough. It would be tying, so instead we see 22-point Dijkstra, which is taking you, especially with 2 extra points from Volunteer. And now the Lerio is in a situation where there are no Nausicaas to spam.
Actually,
but the draw
all the leaders are gone.
Yeah.
It's down to top decks. If the Erland is not found, the Archgriffin is found. That should be game.
Okay. There is a 17-point bird you have to fight with, and you have 2 slave drivers. This is a disaster for Nilfgaard.
Yeah.
Yeah, not sure what to say here. Like, yeah, well, there is no way to lose this, I suppose, unless you are discarding cards.
We need sleep.
Yeah, I think the point of these newer Madoc lists is they're meant to be better in like the round 2 with the Illusionists trying to actually get a push together, compared to playing the Nausicaas, which suck in a round 2 push.
Yeah,
it's very easy to win the round 1 as Madoc, but if you don't draw the Illusionist, you draw Victor 1, you can't do a whole lot. And then you just limp towards the round 3 with all the stuff you had to spend early.
Okay, so Myamon takes number 1, and NR is dominating. Whatever NR that is getting played here, it's getting a win immediately. So we had Skellige bans, and now the first victory of the day for Myamon.
The same row, you can protect against a lot of the cows. and it is exactly as you predicted. Nice work on that.
Yeah, so we got the war of the machines basically here. We have
Yes.
quite a few on both sides. Some old battle enthusiasts in chat should be excited to see full spread, hefty Helga, all those legendary weapons in action.
Yeah, and some of them were dishonorable rot tosses as well. They're here.
Yeah. You win
So double
war.
yeah, it's a double. Sorry, combat engineer is here for Myamon in the starting hand. On red coin, that's pretty amazing.
Very old question for this as well. Do you kill combat engineers to prevent teleportations and allow necromancy, or do you keep them on board? So we'll see what. Later also doesn't have his boiling oils.
Yeah, there's only one oil in this list, and yeah, it's not found in hand. I think you'd kill it if you can, but otherwise you can't sweat it too much. I don't think you'd heat wave or muzzle it.
The senses can be fooled.
And yeah,
Okay, this one you'd kill,
there are more of them.
I think. Yeah, like the teleportation would just be worth way too much.
Yeah, this
Myamon
is
is also fine pulling the teleportation from the arcane term. You don't care giving the opponent a chance to play their specials because you're just on the red coin here. Just getting as much carryover as possible. It's basically playing the same as cultists here in this round one. They're not aiming to win the round, just to spread, in this case, as many charges as possible.
Okay, so we actually do see a royal decree for a bronze. Not using the Carabalista though.
Yeah. So the reason is that you're able to maintain 4 damage between the Carabalista, the reinforced ballista, and the additional ping from the ballista with the Siege Master. But does actually use the Carabalista now, which would mean that a combat engineer would be able to stick for at least 1 turn.
This one cannot be teleported though, as it's doomed from necromancy, so you'll get your shot at it later, and then the cooldowns are going down.
This would still give, if the combat engineer was played here though, it would be able to just get teleported, however.
There is 2 damage from reinforced ballista. Well, there is always a leader charge in play if necessary, if you're trying to make your opponent's plays as awkward as possible. So Hefty Helga sucks up some charges in hand, but a lot of those charges are going into the deck. Mangonel started with 2, now there are 5 of them. Same goes for +3 extra cows coming from road tossers. That's already like half your opponent's board field.
Yeah, it's quite scary.
But as I mentioned, you need to be fast. Like you should be alert to your opponent feeling the row, and what better leader to feel the row and protect stuff from getting poisoned by cows than the stockpile that can spawn 5 extra units. Of course, that's not as simple as I'm talking about it, since you'd want to capitalize on your machine's charges, but something like that can happen.
Yeah. It's also probably not as simple because I don't know how you actually poison a machine. But it somehow will happen.
So
Radivik played no Zeal. I assume that was just another rope.
Yeah, and the damage was done to a cart that is getting teleported here. Lerio kinda saying, either saying please do it, baiting, but there is no like tempo pass situation.
Yeah, I don't think you click term here because you'd just be expecting the opponent would get another chance to teleportation immediately.
So a bit
That
of
turn did not make much sense from Lerio, but I think it was just a huge row.
and he keeps damaging them combat engineers. He's seen like you probably expect no teleportation in hand since Arcane Tome was played first.
Mm. Yes, I think you just depending on. Can you afford to play Flotsam? Because I don't think you can really play into this round that much longer. You don't really want to play Temerian Infantry either. Okay, you
Then
do
we
go
see the
for
click
the.
and not even AA. Okay, and this time the combat engineer is dying, so Lerio had a plan, but
Come to Papa.
Maybe
now
the argument is if the combat engineer comes out here for 4 points, this is just a pass. Because how are you going to do 32 points here?
is there a yeah, I don't know, like you can just play the Rotosar now from the Arcane Tome and Combat Engineer from hand, and then next turn you'll have to play another card, but you get the round secured.
But yeah, but then that's kind of if you do play the Rot Tosser here, which maybe is fine.
So I don't think Myamon goes for it. Okay, that is
Barbarians.
Yes, super duper slow. But that is 8 charges now on the Mangonel. That should be 7 on the Rot Tosser.
yeah, Hefty Helga is also happy if she ever sticks, although those points are kind of deceptive half of the time. It feels so cool to have so much damage, but considering you have other damage and like siege engines, and you try to actually poison your opponent's cards.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, if you're just board wiping, then you just win the game, right?
So it's not too amazing for Hefty Helga. Also, we might just see her dropped here, if that's the way, like. Myamon probably goes
like 18 points. That will take you up to 28 if you play 2 cards down here.
Yeah. We do see dropping. There is also a little bit of armor on the board, but charges will be played. Wait, is Q even enough?
I don't think so, really. Temerian Infantry is only like 5 points. I guess kind of
Leader?
2 on the Helg. Yeah.
So Lerio definitely achieved what he was trying to achieve with that pass. It would have been nice if Radovid was kind enough to give you the charges for the leader. For the leaders that are one single shot. It would be broken, I know, but in this situation, Myamon would have been pretty happy.
Yeah, there is a card called Damien. But yes.
Yeah. Okay,
Sadly,
so
Damien sees no play, but Radovid does.
So Myamon wanted to win a round, he did, and I don't think he should be too sad about Hefty Helga. Now the question is about the muzzles effect on this game as well. Sadly, there is no Redanian Secret Service, and I think if there was, it would have come out. Not necessarily. Interesting.
I think you need to heatwave the defender here for Lerio. You don't have a purify.
So do you throw away Flotsam here?
Probably, unless you
Not
really
sure.
think you can get some good rolls on it.
Yeah, that's not like everything else you have is better.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Okay, maybe you could have dropped verification if there was a target, but yeah, you get your carry over here. And you get a card, full leader, need to mulligan Folter Sprite and need to find AA.
Yeah.
Is
Do you,
Arcane Tome of
do you
any
have-
relevance?
uh,
Yeah, there is an Aeromancy still for Myamon, so I suppose you don't want to.
yeah. Distinct lack of rot tosses in hand right now. I mean, you do have the decree. Although there's the Roderick to find the Neomancy
okay, yeah.
anyways. Turns out the turn would sort of be useless there.
Mm-hmm.
Going on to Myamon's side of the board. Unless you want to play Bruja, but that seems... Well, it also wouldn't have anything in return. Not found. There it is.
Comes.
Yeah, so there is one Redain Secret Service in deck here. Curious when it will pop out. At what point, what will provoke it? What kind of intel will she be chasing up on?
Okay, so you just start with setting up machine of your own and expect a rage against it from Nilfgaard. There is quite a few machines on the other side. So I was counting units. Joachim brings 2 out if the coup is used on the Joachim. There goes your Secret Service. You have Royal Decree. And from an Aeromancy, you might be interested in Petri's Filter, I suppose.
Actually, oh yeah, this is... How do you get your rot tosses through right now?
Well, not this one. This one you don't get through,
Yeah,
but to know
But now
the defender is there. So you kind of need to what? Muzzle defender?
Yeah, but how? Do you hit it with the oil, hope it doesn't get brew hurted up, and then muzzle it?
And there is False City for Buchurt, as you point out, so... Hits the second
slow
Rot Tosser
playing
as
here.
well.
Ooh.
No defender.
There is the Margarita, and there is the Purify on the Cupbearer, so
Okay,
Margarita maybe not that meaningful here. But it does kind of force the Cupbearer to have been found. The alternative from the A is in like the Siege Tower, which is probably not as amazing, especially if you'd expect it to get poisoned down to death.
So yeah, there is definitely someone, some expert in chat who played this match like 100 times, but other than that, I don't think many people seen this match in action. So I hope you guys are excited about this happening. So yeah, but now there are like defenders.
I think you could have technically killed it if you went Feiger himself full leader here. But
There is, of course, Renew. You can use it on the Rot Tosser or on a machine, but they don't remain with the charges given to them. So
yeah,
those lines are
one
sadly dead.
isn't super scary. Actually, yeah, then I think the correct play would have been to just go for that Hensel into the Fortress Pride, leader to kill this Rot Tosser, and suddenly you don't have really any Rot Tossers to worry about anymore. Because otherwise, how do you get through this defender? How do you deal with this Rot Tosser?
Let
Yep.
their blood break their bones.
So
and
now
spirit.
you'll
Okay.
have to damage it with okay.
Okay,
So
so I guess the
players are
logic
going
here
for
is...
lines.
Yeah, Myamon is fine if the defender is killed, because then the renew just brings it back up. This is basically saying, okay, if you're going to go for the muzzle, you have to muzzle this one power defender right now. Which feels bad, but I don't think there's a choice here.
Is there a choice of... Nah, you cannot fill the row because mangonels are waiting. And it is available, so something can be killed to free up the space, but it's awkward. Like if Lerio drops the hand salto with leader charges on the back row. Will be wasting.
The other thing here is that Leo does have the last say. So if they are able to use like the Henselt leader and like Tamarian infantry with the flotsam in like their final 2 turns, that can be a lot of points that Myamon isn't given a chance to really interact with. Just all coming down onto the board all at once.
Yeah, that's a good point on this Nilfgaard deck not having too many points on its own.
Especially with like the Joachim boosts kind of disappearing already. But
okay,
no suggestions anymore.
That's the best mangonel you've probably seen this month, guys. Not many of those.
4 provision card, by the way, which was enabled by other 4 provision combat engineers and 4 provision teleportation.
Yeah, but if we go to the game history, let's see how many turns was spent for the setup. Artorius, Necromancy, Combat Engineer, Teleportation, another Combat Engineer and Teleportation. Yeah, that's half the round.
That's kind of destroying my point here, okay? I'm saying this is
what I meant is to highlight the beauty of this creation, as you can spend first round doing absolutely nothing by the looks of it, but it builds up to potentially contest 2 rounds. But yeah, unlucky for Myamon to be forced a card down. I think he might have been a bit too invested into doing this in round 1.
That is the power of the red coin, though. It would be potentially catastrophic if Myamon loses with this deck a couple of times and is forced to play on blue coins.
How do we feel about the Volta Sprite coming in like this?
That was from just the decree. I think the logic is that it's easier to just maximize the value on the siege tower. Just going sort of old toll, not needing to damage opponents' stuff. I think that's why. But not even playing for the crew. Like, I guess it's more playing around the cows in that sense. Also, this verification is super awkward now.
Okay, and we cannot do that. Cannot really finish it. If only you had the stockpile to give you charges on the mangonels, would have been amazing. But yeah, this Volta Sprite, I guess Hansel didn't read the manual, so the machine is kind of falling apart turn by turn.
No, Hensel didn't understand because it was Volta's pride after all. Okay. Revenant could have been good if it was down already here. Then again, the decree from Myamon is able to fetch the second mangonel with so many charges. Also, it's kind of impossible not to be playing adjacent to a spine unit right now.
Okay, we don't see Flotsam click here. I was thinking, can you do something with Revenant Flotsam? Is there was that a line Lerio was considering, just activating it immediately? Like, one order is not world changing for ya, so don't think so. Oh no, another combat engineer.
And that assimilate on Vigo, kinda meaningful as well. That might just force a muscle.
There is a lot of cows coming
up from the rock, so yeah.
So Royal Decree is what, for another mangonel and spine units everywhere, so yeah, as you pointed out, no way to avoid it completely. Although you can do the leader charges right of the Roderick and then play something there, but that defeats the purpose of Hansel.
Maybe no rush on the muzzle in theory, because you're fine if all the cows get clicked right now, so you can just wait a little bit more, set up the Revenant to either, force the opponent to kill with the mangonel. No. And then maybe you're happy to muzzle that mangonel instead. It's a bit of a back and forth here.
But I like those types of matches that you don't see too often, and we can see that players are also trying to figure out what to do exactly in this situation. Yeah, so the thing is gone. We were talking about Redanian Secret Service, it's already out after the Joachim was landing, so we cannot really get anything out of those charges.
And keep in mind that whilst it looks like Myamon is ahead by a decent amount here, it's effectively, like, arguably even a 12 or more like a 16-point difference, because this full series is going to be returning. Even more when it gets boosted by the opposing Bruja. So, Mangonel sees the ups to not really care about the assimilate on that Vigo. This, I think, is just the Bruja turn onto that full series.
Should be you're not getting anything from that assimilate on the cupbearer anyway, so might as well finish with it. Now, what of the turn switches? Lerio cannot pass a turn early, or can he?
No.
Eyes closed.
I mean, he can, but we do see Myamon dropping the counts immediately. And
actually, wait on the full series in the Bruja, that's interesting.
And we see that everything was lying, and that cancelled combo with Siege Tower is not enough by Lerio's calculations here, so Myamon is 2-0, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, Lerio has to reverse sweep now. Myamon only one deck remaining, so into the game we go, and you have to reverse sweep Syndicate. According to multiple Reddit, not Reddit, Twitch chat comments that I've read in the past week, Syndicate is like completely trash and not worth considering, but let's see how it fares here.
Crazy what a couple balance council nerfs does to Twitch chat. Like on golds at that, like it wasn't even on bronzes, it was just on golds, which is like the ones where it's like barely impactful.
Yeah, but I guess the stats speak for themselves.
That is.
But I'm not sure. I haven't been to Gwent data recently. To Gwent data might be fueling those, but there are always some undercurrents with extra information being hidden. So Syndicate versus Madoc.
And we did see some Syndicate having troubles in like previous qualifiers and series, particularly that was the jackpot Yago version, getting sort of 3 losses a couple of times. And I think Lerio actually kind of used that one a lot against Syndicate in their path to qualification here in this open. So will he be able to repeat that, leading out here with the Fisher King? Nice thing with Fisher King is that is sort of a secondary proactive play for the Madoc. Particularly important if you're up against this Syndicate, which leads with that open sesame.
Okay, so being an experienced Madoc player yourself, how would you rate Lerio's hand here? Doesn't get a sapper from Artorius as well?
Yeah, that's probably... If you found a sapper, it would have been fine, I'd say, but without the sapper, it's quite awkward. No Letho, no Phoenix. That just sucks. Particularly because you're against a deck where Phoenix would have just smurfed.
So
Vigo plays for no value here because you missed a sapper. I don't think you really have the strength to win round 1. Like, ordinarily you could be pushing for it on even here with the Madoc tempo.
Yeah, that's what why I'm asking. Like this looks like a disaster in the making by the draws of automatic once again. But let's see. And yeah, I suppose Myamon having the Tiger's Eye, having the Sesame to work on. Snook Worms here of spending some coins. No, didn't snipe the illusionist, but it doesn't matter as this is round 1.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you at least want to thin out the Madoc so your draws next round don't suck, but I'm not entirely sure how long you can play into this round.
Ideally, probably you also want to drop the dogs, but that costs you leader charge most likely, unless the Cleric is the next play. It might be. It might be.
Or there's a tall enough unit that you can use your D-bomb on.
Yeah, that's also.
They're seeing a Salamage.
So at the moment, like, Madoc can just be clicked. Okay, never mind. Not at the moment, but what I meant is that you still can play your bombs, even if it's not for the double Madoc. So it's in your reach at the moment, so no need to be.
So it looks like Myamon is scared of the Letho Kingslayer, so just kill the Madoc off here with that Horson Jr. Sometimes it can be better to delay the Horson to be able to kill off sappers or light cavalries. Instead we just see it coming out. Now this means that Lerio maybe could just play a second bomb out, maybe kill the Horson Jr. And Myamon might kind of overcommit on like one of these blind shady vendors to try and kill that Madoc. Alternatively, pulling the strings is a thing.
Yeah.
Which if there's 3 tags, you kind of need to be a bit worried of that being a potential create.
So okay. That Madoc might be just that once again. I was thinking maybe there is enough motivation for you to use the leader charge lock either Junior or the Brawler. Okay.
This is the problem, pulling the strings now. If you don't kill the horse, and there's the 3 tags.
Cut-ups, tight cloaks, crown splitters, and a human. Shady vendor, not a gangster anymore, but
no.
He has... Madoc is having all sorts of troubles today. This time he joined Syndicate.
No,
not sure if by mistake or design. Well, there is a status for your dogs now.
Yeah, that's the silver lining, right? Sun behind the clouds, light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah, I think behind the clouds there is an eternal sun. I don't know. Whatever the crown splitters and tight cloaks goddess.
I guess Lerio just wasn't aware or expecting the pulling the strings. Because that's a 50-50 on just losing all your Madoc value, which is kind of essential in contesting a long round, I'd say. Because, no Madoc. Like, this deck runs severely less engine value than sort of the Madoc versions that I played, like, last year. It doesn't have, like, cavalries, anything of that kind. It has illusionists, which are playing 4-point units here if you get the bonded. There's angling to play Novograd. It's not hot.
Okay, so that was a bank searching exactly for Novigrad, or were there other angles? What else do we need? Conjurer's Candle, I suppose.
You're happy to just set like any of that resilient stuff up. And on the flip side, it could just be double location coming out here. For Lerio, I think the second hunting pack is in hand right now. Well, no, it's actually mulliganed as well, but isn't active because no provide unit. So there's status, but yeah, not a unit.
Okay, so you were spending your time at this table discussing the strategy for the next battle, and then you just grab your mates and go to the Mushet Raffle to have a good time there. That's it's nice storytelling from Lerio there.
Good plan needs some good beer, and that's why you pick up the bare knuckle brawler up at the tavern.
Okay, so
yeah,
you
nice
deny
wave on Nilfgaard, denies that carryover. But yeah, no Phoenix would Phoenix would have been nice here. A lot nicer than the locations, which still would have been decent in the round 3.
So now you have your bombs, they're not supported by Madoc. Angulim would be alright. Definitely better than a couple of dogs. Phoenix with its vitality at least is not playing only for 5. And we see on the other hand the ship invasion. The second ship in hand is not what you love to see. 1 is more than enough. So there is a eavesdrop line, but that's not guaranteed, and you might just pick up Kings of Beggars anyway.
Mine does not go for that. Okay, Akronchi is gonna get locked, I suppose, to be dealt with. Is there isn't really Purify in this list. Oh, actually, no Candle is quite important.
The defender is struggling.
Vulnerable to Dancing Star. So yeah, until Candle comes out, Lerio should be holding on to one of those Dancing Stars. I should probably just be using Ramon on a sap, I would say here. That's kind of the best play. Oh, okay, opts to go for the illusions from Ramon instead. Maybe thinking I'm going to be struggling with a bit of my proactivity here. So, yeah, but these Ramons are just not it.
Yeah. So Dancing Star is alright, so you get to Acherontia. You cannot control everything, so even the Salamander mages will be quite scary.
Yeah, they'll get a lot of value with all the tributes in hand. I mean, literally every card in hand is a tribute except for the Oxenfurt Guard and the Acherontia. So that's 6 tribute cards in hand for Myamon. King of Beggars will come out quite early, but that is a lot of refunds if those Salamages are allowed to stick and handle their business.
Okay, Angling top deck is better than a lot of stuff in your deck.
Yeah. Misses the Dancing Star 50-50 to kill the Savvy Huckster. Unfortunately, the Sapper is not very accurate.
So without the candle, do you just throw Defender, or you don't really want to sacrifice Salamagers? On the other hand, it acts as a bait for the leader.
Yeah, I think a better play would be to try to get the Oxenfurt Guard down first. Because then you either force a leader onto the Oxenfurt Guard, or
yeah, that's a good point.
Something a bit more substantial.
And now we see a tribute here, so but this is a different kind of tribute card that is dropping here. So Salamander Mages go down.
Theory. This is optimal sequencing if kind of everything sticks, because Azar is himself a tribute.
The Sapper RNG will be testing us multiple times here, I suppose, because
Yeah.
with 4-point damage bomb and with another Sapper incoming, things can be
I think-
achieved. But first, Angulim.
Okay. So it doesn't care much about trying to hierarchical into the Salamage. Instead develops the Angulim. Okay, the Angulim can, with the coinage from Novigrad and the Illusionist, to find another Binnacle Brawler. I guess this is why the Erland was used on that. Yeah, you can actually get a bit of guaranteed damage through that. Knock the Salamage down into death range with the bomb. Not the West.
Nicely playing around potential second Salamander Mage. Artifacts allow that, break the damage.
Yeah.
3 adjacent units, also armor coming from the War Council. So, is it second? You've seen your first Salamander Mage succeed. No, instead we see... Well...
Would have found the eavesdrop. I feel like it's fine to go open sesame here.
Yeah.
The semblance of them
Against the coin.
Yeah. You only had one gangster there. Pulling the strings wasn't even a consideration to even seize that happen.
You cannot be relying on King of Beggars, but might as well try to get it out of removal range and force a leader on it if you are concerned about spenders. But yeah, you have what, 2 spenders still in hand: Oxenford, Jacques. So you cannot log them all, and there are no Albas in this list.
Yeah, with Heatwave gone, there literally is no way to deal with the Jacques if it goes tall enough, because it's not vulnerable to a lock.
And as you pointed out, there is also the line with the Oxenford Guard, so you might be forced to answer that. Otherwise you're not answering Acheronte, but if you waste your second leader charge on that, how do you even get... what do you even do with Acheronte?
It is a line where we just opt to kill all the spenders here. Okay, sure. I don't think it's gonna go that well, because Jacques exists.
Best not play with fire, liable to kill birds.
So this could run into problems with the over-profiting unless you play the Oxenfurt Guard as the next card. But yeah, Myamon just kind of trying to optimize value out of all the tributes here.
So while you are having those Salamander Mage shine, then yeah, the candle is amiss somewhere here. You cannot really complain about... I'm not even sure. Was the candle missed from the bank in round 2? But it would have been heat waved instead of Novigrad. But yeah, for round 3 you would have loved that instead of your cleric in hand. Would have solved a lot of issues here and probably would have been easier sailing for Myamon.
Yeah, the thing here though is Myamon has a finisher in the form of the Open Sesame and Graveyard. The Jacques and the Acheronte, it's going to be playing for so many points. Whereas the stuff that Lerio has in hand, it's really not doing that much, like card for card here. Kind of just running out of steam, I'd say. And the Sapper and the Bomb are getting awkward because you want to be keeping those for the potential Azar Javed. So then what, do you go Illusionist here? Or do you use your Leopard Kingslayer? What does that get used on?
Okay, so we have a full spend. The sesames are 1 empty, 1 at 4.
This placement doesn't help with boosting up any of the scarabs from the Azar.
True. Wait. On this row, so they go to the right?
Yeah, they just spawn at the end of the row, I believe, right?
So
Actually, yeah, even if it was just to the right of Azar, I guess you could play to the left, but no, it does just go to the end of the row, I think. Wording
Don't
can be
ask
big.
the casters to know the cards, okay? The casters can react to players' plays. Easy.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry, I'm trying too hard to be an analyst here. We should just be casting. So yeah, here's Illusionist into Pinnacle Brawler. Doesn't spend on it. It's holding on to all those coins in the bank. And
Okay, the question is boring. You need to analyze instead.
yeah.
you literally went 1.5 sentence and was like, no. Okay, so Chironte is getting boosted. And it actually is pulling another card here, maybe. Yeah.
Ooh, not a bad pull.
There are
a lot
no
of
top
coinage.
punishes, so we spend. Do we spend more? Cannot really get.
You can't get another, so there's no real
Yeah,
rush.
the Sesame triggered already.
Yeah, imprisonment should come through on the Acherontia. But now Letho can be used on the Acherontia. If we get enough coins from the Novigrad, Lerio could play it.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. Is it too good? The leftovers in deck are kind of questionable, but at least it's a couple
It's not
extra
good.
points. But yeah, the problem
It's
is
not
that there is a little bit of hidden points here and there for Lerio, but on the grand scale, I'm not certain.
Yeah,
Those are
there's one open sesame right now at 6 charges in the graveyard here from Myamon. I don't think there's really a way to trigger it.
yeah. I think the
Gonna
same,
need
so
3 buckets of nails and a tub full
we
of
pick
pegs.
up an 8-point card. Is it 8? Yeah, nothing higher dropped.
Never mind, defender's in the way. Can't go for the fun Kingslayer play anymore. Yeah, no way through the defender, so what Kingslayer can copy an allied unit, it doesn't really achieve much. This illusionist can get another Binnacle Brawler. Sure.
But that's 8 points, 5-point Kingslayer. Probably not achieving much. And then coins plus Smash It Raffle buffs. That's probably getting you to what Myamon has at the moment. Maybe like 5 points ahead, and Myamon still has 2 cards.
Yeah, okay, yeah, there is still the artifact clicks here for Lerio, but even running out of space, since the Novigrad's gonna create a unit.
Goes for potential tribute create from Novigrad.
All non-humans must die.
So rechecking the Sesame, it's at 3, yeah, and that's it. Probably last hope for you was that the last 2 cards are playing for minus 5 points each.
Quite unfortunate there. It was super rough with the high roll onto the pulling the strings round 1 for Myamon. Pulls the graveyard punish out of nowhere. It was still could have been played around by Lerio, but I mean, it was still lucky to roll it because it's not guaranteed. It's at worst a 50-50. And then, yeah, with no Madoc, it was just super tough trying to hang in there.
Okay, thank you for the raid, Rashid, and we are done with the second semi-final, so we'll take a longer break here. Be here, don't miss out. Winner gets some money, gets crown points. Lerio is out of the contention and he gets $75 and 10 crown points.